is a special dish because it's a very simple dish and anyone can make this, and it's got very, very few ingredients. You've got this wonderful balance of freshness to the spices. This is a great introduction in making a simple cardamom chicken curry. Now I've heated up the pan with some oil. I've put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I tend to use either vegetable or corn oil because those are neutral oils and it brings out the flavour of the spices. So I've got some cardamom pods here and I'm going to quickly give it a quick crush like that, and they go in the pan so they will start infusing the oil. They will begin to sizzle and give off a nutty whiff. When this happens, unlike my friend the chef at the roadside cafe, I do like to use lots of ginger to add heat, along with chopped garlic and diced onion. Add a pinch of salt to bring out the moisture of the onions and a teaspoon of turmeric for that wonderful colour. Now add the curry leaves. Oh, now I can just smell the flavour of the garlic and the ginger. And it's so interesting, whilst I was touring, I just happened to find out they love to use garlic, but they don't tend to use ginger, because ginger tends to be a bit too heating. But the combination of the two is just so fantastic when you're cooking a dish like this. I've got to wait for the onions to brown, so in the meantime I'm going to chop up my tomatoes. Tomatoes are hugely popular throughout India, but they're not indigenous to the country. They were first introduced to South India in the 17th century and arrived in Rajasthan much later. Instead, lots of curd was used because, like tomatoes, it can have a similar effect as a souring agent, an important quality in many dishes of the region. Watching the chef at the roadside cafe cooking, and I couldn't get over the amount of oil and spices which he used, but yet at the same time, when you are in a desert country, the heat does get to one, and they say that chilies do keep the body cool. Now add your lightly salted chopped tomatoes along with 2 chopped green chilies, which add a fresh kick. Then add a teaspoon of red chili powder for colour and heat. Finally, add a teaspoon of ground coriander. The sauce is now ready for the star ingredient, chicken. So I'm using chicken on the bone because it holds a lot of moisture and also it releases a lot of moisture so that the flavours all amalgamate. Especially with Indian food, it's so nice to use chicken on the bone. Once the chicken is sealed, add 250 milliliters of water and bring to the boil. Reduce to a simmer, cover and leave to cook for at least 25 minutes. Whilst it's simmering, the aromas are guaranteed to whet the appetite. Indian food to me is like Indian people who are very complex, and it reflects the people and it reflects a lot about who we are, and it's all about depth, flavour, the harmony of spices, the way you put spices together, and it's all about a symphony of taste, the way taste lingers in the palate and how it stays and it sustains itself. After your chicken has simmered for at least 25 minutes, the finishing touches are half a teaspoon of cardamom powder, black pepper, and a pinch of fresh, fragrant chopped coriander. That smells wonderful. I can really smell that cardamom giving it a wonderful lift. This is what reminded me of being at the roadside cafe, this wonderful rustic quality of the dish, but much lighter and less calorific. My version of the dazzling street cafe chicken curry. And to complement this cardamom